Hey everybody, I'm here at Supreme Source for Sports with Joel, and he's going to go over the ABCs of a quick bike inspection. First off, Joel, I want to really thank you for being sponsored for the bike rodeo.
No problem. First off, thanks for being here. I'm happy to support local things like the bike rodeo. I think it's great to have kids get together, and we're happy to support it in ways like donating a bike for the raffle. I'm just going to go through what we call the ABCs of a pre-ride check for your bikes. I know a lot of people are pulling their bikes out of the sheds over the next couple weeks. They've overwintered, so it's important to go through a thorough inspection of your bike to make sure it's going to work properly when you want to enjoy it. So the ABCs of bike inspection stands for air, brake, and chain. Air refers to your tires. We do a couple things. We want to check our tire pressure. Typically this is done with an air gauge. You're measuring the PSI of the tire. The proper PSI of a tire is always going to be written on the outside of it, etched in. It's usually black, so you have to look for it. In this case, these are meant to be inflated between 40 and 65 PSI. We always aim for the high side of that, so this guy's going to have about 55 pounds of air in it. If they're a little low, which they always will be after they sit for the winter, you just want to put some air in the tires and get them into the recommended PSI. As you're checking your tires, you also want to check them for wear. If your tires are worn out, you're going to go through more tubes, same as if they're underinflated. You also want to make sure you check your wheels, so make sure your spokes are all in place. Most bikes now have a quick release. This is closed right now. You want to make sure that the through axle is closed. If it's open, that means this front rim isn't sealed onto the bike. So if you take the weight off it, it might fall off. So your through axle is closed, all the spokes are straight, you have air in your tires are in good condition. Those are the things you should be looking for whenever you're checking the air. Next we go to our brakes. Brakes are fairly simple. Whether you have capillary brakes, disc brakes, or hydraulic brakes, you just want to make sure that the pressure is there so that whenever you pull the lever, it stops the wheel. So for my front brake, I pick it up, move it, call the brake, it stops, we're all good. Same thing here for the back brake, we want to move it. Perfect. That's a pretty easy brake check for a disc brake bike. The discs should also be lined up properly. If they're not, they'll rub whenever you're riding, and you'll hear a sound when you're riding the bike. That's something that you can check if you have a bike rack to put the bike on. If not, then it's something you'll notice as you ride. Finally, we have the chain, which is C in ABC. The chain refers to obviously the chain on the bike, but also your rear derailleur, your front derailleur, your whole drivetrain of the bike. Just take a look. We're looking for a few things here. One, we want to make sure the derailleur is lined up. We want to make sure the chain is in good condition. We want to make sure everything's clean. So the chain and your drivetrain of the bike are the things that'll get worn out the fastest if you don't clean your bike properly. If there's mud or dirt in here that stays in here, that's going to really wear your spokes or your teeth on your
Sprockets.
Wow. Yeah. Early in the morning today, yeah. It's going to wear out your sprockets prematurely, and that's really avoidable just by keeping your rear and front derailleurs clean and keeping your chain oiled and clean.
What kind of oil do you suggest?
Just basic chain oil. You can find it anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. The biggest mistake people make is putting too much oil on their chains.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't need very much. A little goes a long way.
Okay.
So I oil a rag, and then I take the rag, hold it on the chain, and just ride it through until the whole thing's oiled.
Okay.
Obviously, thoroughly clean your chain and your derailleur before you oil it, but that's pretty basic. So now we've gone through the ABCs of the bike. If everything's good to go, then you're ready to ride.
The one thing I'd like to add is, from a bylaw standpoint, please make sure that you're checking your reflectors front and back and on the sides of the bike. And don't forget, if you're going to be riding in the dark, you need to have your headlights and tail lights. Thank you very much, Joel.
Yeah, thanks, Barry, for taking the time.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this video.